Welcome, everybody, to tonight's show. I'm Dave Stillman, if you didn't know it. Getting everything up and running well, hopefully well. You never can tell, can you? Nope, not at all. Not at all. Let's see if we can get this up and running too. So how's everything going? How's things going tonight? And this weekend? Did you have fun? What's it all about? What's going on? Yesterday was Johnny Carson's. There we go. Yesterday was Johnny Carson's birthday, and we are, thank you for the love, Ember. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was Johnny Carson's birthday, and so it's national. Yesterday was, but I'm a day late, but the show's only on Tuesday nights, right? It's National TV Host Day, or TV Personality Day. And so I thought it'd be appropriate. Who would put it in the comments section? Who's your favorite TV host? I put mine up there. I love them all. Wasn't so much a Jay Leno fan though. Were you a Jay Leno fan? I just wasn't too much of a Jay Leno fan. And but Arsenio, now that was my time. That was in the 90s era, I do believe. Oh, so many years go by. But yeah, so I loved Arsenio. Arsenio was good. The Dog Pound, remember the Dog Pound? But you have Letterman. Letterman was awesome. Man, still is. Not big on the beard, not big on the prehistoric times look that he's got going on, but that's had to go without facial hair for so many years, because of being a TV personality. But that's just who he is, I guess. I don't know. But who was your favorite? Throw me in the comments here. Go to the comments and tell me who your favorite was or is. And there, I want to give you a little reminder. We're going to get in about 5 minutes. We'll get the show started. But I want to give you a little reminder for Texas. Still donate for all the hurricane victims. Florida, Texas, Puerto Rico. It all goes into the fund. The presidents had their big concert this last weekend. And go on there and give. If you can afford it. If you can't afford it, don't give, because that's one of the prerequisites of life. Take care of number one first. We'll get started in about 4.5 minutes. Well, a little under 4.5 minutes. But who was your favorite TV host? As a little kid, I remember coming home from school about 3:30. Hi, Jim. Coming home from about 3:30 and after school at 4 o'clock. It was Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin was on, and I believe he was only on for a half hour. I don't know, maybe it was an hour. But he was just what Ellen is today, Merv Griffin was then. Back in the day. That was my thing. He'd have on different music acts and actors and all that good stuff, but it was late afternoon, so it wasn't past the bedtime. I was I could see the entertainment figures that were out there. I mean, it was just awesome. He was a very positive person. I loved him. So Merv Griffin was my favorite. Now I probably have to say Ellen if I can. Now I don't even stay up. I just next morning watch on YouTube little clips here and there of different segments. A whole different thing now. I mean, back in the day, you'd have to tape it or you'd have to watch it and hope it came up or hope you had time to watch it, or if you stayed up late, you were tired going to work the next day or going to school, whatever it was. So, but yeah, there's a few of my favorites there. Of course, Johnny Carson has to be in there. We will start. Doris Day, good one, Amber. Totally forgot about that. Dinah Shore. Now I'm triggering. Mike Douglas, Dinah Shore. These are all before Jim's time. We will get going in about 2.5 minutes for the regular show, but this is just the pre-show. I make sure everything works, all the little buzzers and bells and dings and whistles and, I don't know, the GPS goes. All that good stuff starts. A little tricky tonight. I changed up camera 2, so we'll see how well that works. But yeah, throw them in the comments. Oprah. Oh yeah, I guess Oprah counts. I always keep thinking entertainment, but yeah, Oprah. Oh my gosh, how could you forget about her, huh? Inspiration of my life. Google, Jim, if you want a thrill of your lifetime, Google my name, because you can spell it. Google my name and Oprah or Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, I got to be an embarrassment on the webinar that they did, the webinar series where it was the book club with Eckhart Tolle, and yeah. Hey, I had a little bit more hair back then too. It's kind of cool. Look at that. So, my toupee out of whack. Is it moving? There we go. All right. Well, we'll get it. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go, and we'll get the show started tonight. Hey, talk about the show tonight. We're gonna go. I gave a course that I teach, shoestring budget business startup, and one of the courses I teach. And I threw out this weekend. I put up one of the, like, week 1 of that, where it's like we start to identify things. We're going to identify the product, our tribe, and how we're going to get to them. And we start thinking about those things. And I threw that out on Facebook, and I apologize if I was slow getting it out to you. Had a great response to that. So we're going to talk about that throughout the show tonight. So that's going to be the 3 segments of the show tonight. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get that party started in about 10 seconds from now. So, but yeah, throw any comments, questions in the comment section. Welcome everybody to tonight's show. I'm Dave Stelma, if you didn't know. And tonight we're going to talk about the Facebook algorithm, first off, and then we're going to go into the freebie that I gave out on Facebook. There you go. On Facebook and this weekend, and tell you how you can get yours and all about the class that's going to start up right after the intro. So Facebook tweaks their algorithm. Oh, it was big news all over in all the groups that I'm in this afternoon and this week and last week. And oh my gosh. Facebook tweaks their algorithm every so often and tests it. So right now what they're doing, and they have been for, well, they're constantly doing this. They're constantly changing things up, and they have to for a couple of reasons. One is going to be security. They want to try to keep Facebook as secure as possible. So if you are these entities that are out there that are up to no good in the world as far as activity goes, and I'm all for freedom of speech, but you know what? If you're a bank robber, you're a bank robber. That's all I'm going to say about that. So if you, Facebook changes it up, and they're always constantly tweaking it. So what they're doing now, and I talked about this on my email newsletter today. Actually, that went out today. So if you get that, if you don't get that, head on over to Dave Stelma, where you're watching me right now. Head on over to Dave Stelma and go on there and hit. I can't do 2 things at one time, and my screen went blank. There we go. All right, go on Dave Stelma Facebook page, and you'll see one of the blurbs. Click onto that, read it if it inspires you. At the very top, click on subscribe. you'll be in the know how. You'll get those Monday through Friday. They're a quick little, it's not this long drawn out thing. But anyway, today, hi Lynette. Today I wrote about the Facebook algorithm that's out there. So what's happening right now with Facebook is, and I'll talk about this briefly and then get into the show for about the freebie I gave out this weekend. But what Facebook is doing right now with their algorithm is they're tweaking it so that businesses are not going to show up in your newsfeed. So if you have a favorite restaurant, if you have a favorite person, a favorite Dave that you know, or a Lynette or an Amber that you know, make sure you go on and you either like their page again, ask for to get their comments, their posts, things of that sort. Make sure you go on each individual page and do that, because what's going to happen is you're not going to find them in your newsfeed. And what they're going to test, and they're testing this in a few different areas, is they're testing to have categories. You're going to have the people, the newsfeed in your regular newsfeed that we're accustomed to right now. Those are going to be your friends and family members, and you're going to see everything that they're doing. And then in the next category, and I do believe they call this Explore, they're going to put businesses, things of interest that's going to be similar to what you already are part of groups of. So if, for an instance, if you liked my page, you're probably going to get the Jack Canfields. You're probably going to get Lynette's Facebook page. Whatever groups that you're a part of, they're going to give suggestions based upon that. Then there's another category, and I forget what that category is called. But anyway, that category then is going to be all of your advertising. So when you click onto that one, then it's just going to be ads and ads and ads and ads and ads. Now, will you never see an ad in your newsfeed? Probably not, because they're still going to have to try to push you. Somehow they're going to make money also, and they're not just going to put everything, like that would be like an infomercial channel, and you click on the infomercial channel and that's all you see is infomercial after infomercial, commercial. They're not going to do that because no one's going to go over there, right? They're all going to be in that one of those other two sections. So probably somewhere in there you're going to see a few of them, but you're going to be it's going to be very few, and it's generally going to be things that they're going to pick up on that you like. So they're testing this right now. Is this going to be the route that they go? Probably, because they got more complaints the last time that they did the whole algorithm change. They got more complaints from individuals that are like, hey, I don't want to see these ads all the time pop up in my news feed. And then there was a ton of them, right? Because that's how they were trying to lure businesses like mine to advertise on Facebook, because now they're going to pop them into people's news feeds and they may find me, right? But the problem with that was it got too much, and so now they're trying to find a happy medium. Hi, Don. And thanks for joining. And so that's what Facebook's going to now. Now, another great, I don't even dare to say this, but one thing that I got aware of in one of the groups that I'm in, Facebook is putting out Facebook Producer, Live Producer. It's their software, for lack of a better term. I don't know what else to call this. But eventually it's going to roll out to everyone. And what it is, it's going to be like a mini little live studio that you can use on your desktop. So you don't have to buy software. You don't have to buy everything. There will be limitations, because if everyone else is utilizing Facebook Live via theirs, it's going to really slow things down. You're not going to go, all of a sudden you're going to see videos go in and out, videos freeze up, things of that sort, because you're using their software. So it's in the cloud. It's going to be a part of their system. And so if you're looking to do this semi-professionally or professionally, I would say you're still going to have to purchase software and go that route. But for quick little videos, 5 minutes long, 2 to 5 minutes or something like that, it might not be a bad thing. There's forgive me because I don't have any video footage on this, but there's things within there now. It's not released to total public yet. It's going to roll out just, I don't know if you remember, like the beginning of this year, they were testing the interview, so you could get 2 people on a Facebook Live using their system. That was not successful, so I don't think that this is going to be a greater success of that, but they're coming out with that. So Facebook Producer Live, hi Danielle, is going to be something in the future. So you're going to see that coming up as far as doing some of these live ones. So I think it's going to be great on the aspect of that. It's going to broaden the amount of people that can come on here. The downside is the more people that probably come on and do things, you're going to get even kind of more bizarre things in the world, but that's okay. We all need a good chuckle now and then, don't we? So that's what's about Facebook. If you do have questions on that, hit me up on that. But here's the point I want to make sure that you know. When you, if you like a restaurant, go on their Facebook page, post a pic of your favorite meal there, or you just having fun in the restaurant, and put a comment on there. Put a comment below. Don't just post it and say, hi, I was here. Once you post it, go down below and put it in the comments section. The more comments that are on an item, on a post, the more that's going to rise up, and it's going to go at least into the news feeds at some point in time. So do that for your local businesses, your restaurants. If you like Dave, go on there. And if someone's doing live video and you really like that person, share it to your friends. Push it out to your friends, because it will go that way. But if you don't do that, it's not going to naturally go into people's news feeds. So if you suggest it, it'll go there. If you don't, if you don't do that at all, or people don't do that at all, it's not going to go out any farther. So questions on that? Let me know. Hit me in the comment section. I'll look at this afterwards and I'll answer any of those questions that I can. Now, I want to talk to you about, and that's why you see that whole stack of drooling. We're all drooling as we're looking at that stack there. I want to talk about the freebie I put out this last weekend. I threw it out to my Facebook group or friends. Is the Shoestring Budget Business Startup Checklist. And you can see I spilled some water on it. Can you see that? Yeah, I spilled some water on it right there just before we went on air. So yeah, I'm human. And so it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks better when I send it to you. Well, it's electronic. But in there, that's week 1 of the class that I'm going to be putting together. Well, it's put together. The class is put together. The group of people that will want to be in the class are not put together yet. So that's the exciting news for tonight. Is you're going to see this very soon. Can we put that up? There we go. This is very soon. Cover that ugly guy up. Shoestring Budget Business Startup Coaching Planner. It's the full course. It's 4 weeks long. And we go through from start to finish. And the first week is what I gave out this weekend. So the first week is identify your product. We're gonna make sure. Now, some of these things, if you can come into it, if everybody in the class is prepared with this, we can jump ahead. And that hopefully is where we're going to be, because I'd like to get things up and running before Christmas with each and every person that's going to be in the group. But we're going to identify your product. Now, what is your product? Now, with me, I'm the product. It's this, and it's everything that I develop. All the courses and that are what's going to be selling me. I'm the product. If you're a speaker, if you're a teacher, if you're an author, it's you. You're the product. Now, the other option, when you get this and you go through it, you're going to look at the other aspects. You can have a unique product. An original product. What's the latest one this year? I would say fidget spinners. I never thought of that, but something just they put little ball bearings and people they're just like all the people that are fidgety, all the ADD people, all the people that are fidgeting around with stuff. Now you sold them a product. That was an original product. Back in the 70s, I think it was last week I had sent this out in a newsletter. Back in the 70s, Pet Rock. Does anybody remember the Pet Rock? I hope you do. Throw me a thumbs up or a heart. The Pet Rock was one of the things that were out there. It was an original product. Was it a simple product? Yes. Made him $2 million, I believe, in a year. Set him up. He was just an advertising guy sitting in a bar one night and came up with that idea. And I've done shows about that too. But you can either come up with an original product of that sort. Either you're the product, it's an original product itself, or you're going to improve. You're going to build a better mousetrap. You're going to improve upon what's out there already. The example I used for that one was Dyson. He has not invented a product. He has improved the original. Vacuums were around for many years. The problem was they didn't have suction. They didn't hold suction. The belts wore out. You had to replace belts, and they still didn't have the same amount of suction from the day that you bought it. So what did he do? He came up with a better modification, a better product that's out there. And that's how he did it. He built a better mousetrap. And since then, what has he done? He's built the hand dryers. He's built heaters, fans, finless fans. For how many years? I don't know. That we've had those fans, and how many kids probably stuck their hands in their little babies and things like that and got their fingers chopped off and things of that sort. It was a hazard, right? They had those metal fans. Then they improved it by putting plastic in there. And hi, Regina. Hi, Julie. And then you had, then they improved them. And anyway, now we got Dyson that's improving all these different products. The latest one that I saw was he has the Robo Vacuum, the robot vacuum, the Robo Vacuum, but vast improvements, because we all remember the one that just kind of hits the wall and bounces off, and this one actually tracks it. It's amazing. Go on YouTube and look it up, the Dyson Robo Vacuum. It's amazing when they walk you through it. I won't waste time with that, but check it out. But that's the three things. Either you're the product, you're going to have a unique or an original product, or you're going to improve, you're going to build a better mousetrap. You're going to improve upon a current product that's out there, and you're going to make that. So it's one of those three. It's generally one of those three. Next, you're going to go into how you're going to identify the tribe that's going to buy your product. So we have to identify that tribe. We got to make an avatar of who your tribe is. So first we figure out what the product is. And in my case, I'm going to use me as an example. I am the product. And so with me, I have to identify my tribe. Who identifies with me? Who wants to start their own business? Who does it? I'm not the Tony Robbins guy. I'm not going to be walking on fire in that aspect. But I'm going to be the person that's going to work. My avatar are people, men and women, that are burnt out on their career and are looking for that inspiration. They have that gut feeling of, they know that there's something more that they should be doing, a legacy that they should be building to leave when they leave this earth. Okay, to leave to their children, leave to their family, leave to the world before they're gone. And they know that there's something in there. There's a product, there's something, they do something, and there's that yearning inside of them. And so that's the first thing that we break down, is I have to figure out with those people what that is. If it's them, if it's a product that's yearning to get out, whatever it is. But that's going to be the first step. So once we figure that out, now we got to figure out who is the person that's going to buy that. Because ultimately, we're going to make that into a profitable business for them. Now, as if you were on my Facebook and you saw the post, one of my Facebook friends put on there, hey, if I get this sheet, am I going to make $1 million? And the sheet I'm talking about, if you came in here anytime late, is this one that I gave out this weekend. It's going to be backwards because the camera angle. But anyway, so he said, are you going to make $1 million? Can I make $1 million by just getting this one sheet? And I said, no, you can't make $1 million. What this sheet does is it makes you start to think. And what I do with my clients and what I do in the group, in the class that's going to start here, is we start layering. We start making habits. So when you're done making this first business, because I'll guarantee you, you're not 90% or more of the people are not going to just stay with this business for the next 50 years. That's very rare. Even if you're selling yourself, what you're talking about now, like right now I work with people that are in that midlife crisis range. They're burnt out on their career. They're burnt out on working for someone else that it doesn't give them respect. They have to beg for more money. And they want to own their own business. And they have this yearning inside them that just says, you know what? I got more to give than this, and I can do this. And so when we find what that is, even at that point, I may be in 10 years or 15 years, probably working, I could be working a whole different aspect of it. It's still going to be me, but all of a sudden I may go into down a whole nother road where life takes me, right? Where my higher power takes me. So that's what we need to do first off, is this is going to teach you the layers, the habits, so that when it comes to that point in time, you can do these same steps and build another business. It's giving you the habits to do it. So identify the product. Then we're going to identify the tribe. We're going to come up with an avatar. What does that person look like? Where do they live? What country do they live in? What part of a country? It could be more specific. I mean, if you're going to have a bakery, you're probably going to be in your neighborhood, right? It's going to be in a certain area, and then we're going to identify that. If we're going bigger than that, if we're going to be a life coach or a professional coach or something of that sort, you could be online doing it. And so that's going to be a whole different thing. So now we're going to identify. If you're a workout coach and you're going to give that aspect, is it going to be males, females? Is it going to be, who relates to you and who do you relate to? So that's what we're going to identify in that avatar. Break it down, think about it. You can't just sit down and go, da, 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 da. Not, here's the 5 points I want to, this is what she looks like, this is what he looks like. No, you're going to take your time and you're going to do it right the first time. We're going to figure this out, because then it leads us into where we're going to advertise for them. Because if they're, I'll give a great example. If you're like right now, what's the big medium that we're going to work on or that we're going to be in? What's the big medium? I'm looking at the wrong camera here. What's the big medium? I think Instagram right now is probably the biggest part or the biggest medium that's out there. And when I say medium, I mean like the media that's out there, okay, that we utilize. And to do it on a shoestring, right now, the perfect time to do this on a shoestring is going to be Facebook. It's going to be social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It all depends upon your product. Those are going to be, and then we're going to build, then the next step is going to be building an email list and things of that sort. Because, as I said, the beginning segment, the reason why we want to eventually get to the point where we're getting email lists and to contact people, because then when Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, any of those places start to change their algorithm, thank you again, Facebook, change that algorithm, we have a way to contact our tribe and say, hey, you know what? Check us out. I'm Dave. Remember me? I'm Dave. Remember that guy? Check us out on Facebook, Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. And then we can go that route. But you can, and then you can also contact them through all those different venues, Instagram, or LinkedIn, that. But once we identify the tribe, then we can identify where that tribe is. Where do they hang out? Is it in different groups? Maybe we make a group based upon our business, and then those people come in there and they communicate with each other. They want a place that they can feel safe. It could be a closed group that's on Facebook. Now, what do you do? See how it has to be those steps? We have to layer that way. That's what I like. You go to other, and I've taken some of these coaches before where you go there and they will just give you, like, almost spoon feed this stuff to you, but they won't tell you why and how you're doing it. You have to do it in layers, because that's how we're going to build. You don't build a house without a foundation. You don't just put a bunch of 2x4s in a pile and say, there's a house. That's what this course is going to be. Once again, I don't know if I said it enough. I'm going to advertise it. Here's the advertising part. Shoestring Budget Business Startup Coaching Planner. We're going to go through. This is for anyone that's getting tired of working the job, and wants to go and start their own business. And I work people through that. We're going to use the easiest part, or the easiest way to do it. Facebook, Instagram, one of those social media sites. We're going to start out there and build from there. Okay, you're not going to go and buy an email list. You're not going to go and walk around with a sign on your back telling you about it. But once we know what the product is, and hey, Pierre, get the product, know what that is, identify our tribe, and now we're going to find out where they are. A great example of this is a friend of mine, Jake Ballantyne. You can go on jakeballantyne.com. I met him through the Jack Canfield group. And Jake talks to youth. He goes into schools. He talks about self-esteem. He, growing up, was a chunky, overweight for his size. And it took a long time for him to come to that realization of he needs to be in shape. He needs to, and so he documents his journey. So what he does is he's a professional speaker. He goes into schools and he inspires youth. He has a book out and everything. Go check him out. Jake Ballantyne. If you go on Jake Ballantyne on Amazon and buy his book, it's just all good. It's just all good stuff that's in there. And Jake's a great guy. And he goes into schools all over the United States, talks to them. So first, he knew he was born to be a speaker. Now, was he good at it? No. He was uncomfortable. He broke out in a sweat. But he knew he had a great story, because people said, people were coming up to him when he would talk just at parties and private. He would talk about how he made this conscious effort and he lost all this weight and the transformation, and he'd pull out the picture of how he was before and now how he is now, and even just the look in his face of where, what he's become. So Jake is a professional speaker on one level. Now he's also risen into and now his latest business is, besides that, he's layering on another part of his business, is teaching other people to go out there and speak. So it evolves. Your business is always going to evolve. But what he did is he went on Facebook and started doing some live little segments. He started speaking. He went out there. He hustled. He called every school that he knew. He found contacts through people, through LinkedIn and through Facebook. He asked people, I'm going to be in the Utah, whatever. Owen, Utah area, whatever it is. I don't know, pick a city. Chicago, Illinois area. Does anybody know of any schools in that area or have any contacts for schools in that area? I could pick up another. I have a few days in between gigs and all that. So, and then he would just hustle and call them and say, hey, I can come in there and I can, this is what I do. And then eventually he got better at it because he just did it. He just started practicing doing it. The first ones were for free. Then he started filling some rooms on his own because he had to practice. So he did the first ones for free. He started filling rooms. Then he started charging, it was like $25 a person or something to come in for 4 hours to work through different, teaching them how to do different things. And now he's having speaking courses and that he's helping other people become speakers. And so he's showing them, this is what you have to do. This is, how you have to call. This is a script of, a cold call script and things of that sort. So that's Jake. Jake's the product. He identified his avatar was kids in schools and in public schools and parochial schools and teenagers. So he doesn't talk to the little kids in elementary. He talks to high school teenagers and he has pictures of how he was the chunky guy that got picked on and that in school. And he starts talking about self-esteem and things of that sort. Does a great job. Like I said, Jake Ballantyne, look him up on Amazon. I get nothing for it. So, oh yeah, Jake, have a great, it's awesome. He's a great guy. But that's his avatar, and then he found out how to advertise for it. He did cold calling, but he also started doing Facebook is the big aspect. He started building a Facebook tribe and went that route. Now that's just one example, but there's many, many more. And anything that you want, it starts with your passion. You identify that product, and then you get a passion for that product, and then you just start doing it. If your passion is running and doing marathons or half marathons, maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe that's the route to go. It just depends. It starts with your passion, and then that explodes. So if you haven't gotten it, you haven't gotten this checklist, that's free. I'll give it to you free. Shoot me in the comments. Just say, what do you want? Checklist. Put checklist in the comments. There you go. Anybody that puts checklist in the comments, I will put it into your, I'll deliver it via Messenger, so I don't have to dirty up anything of that sort. But just leave it in the comments. Put checklist in the comments. I'll send it out to you. Perfect. And then if you want more information on the course, there it is. With that there, and cover up my ugly face. If you want more information on the course, then we can talk from there. But I'd say the first thing I'd want you to do is get that checklist. Get that checklist, see how that feels to you, make some notes, and then let's talk. Then we'll sign up for a discovery session and we'll go from there. I want to make sure that you're ready for a course of this sort before you jump into it. I don't talk anybody, just sign up and take your money. It's like I want to make sure you're ready for that, because sometimes you're not quite there yet. So let's make sure you get through this first part, because I want to just really rev it up and make everybody successful. It's the top of the hour. I'm Dave Stelma. Thank you for being here. Remember, Facebook algorithm is changing now, so go onto your favorite places, your favorite people, and like their page, and make sure that you have put some comments in there, comments on their posts, things of that sort. Get it in there, get them revved up, because then you'll get them higher up and you'll get help them get more popular, whether they're a restaurant person, whatever it is. I'll stop talking. Have a great week and enjoy life, because life wants to enjoy you. See you later. Bye-bye. If you like this video, like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find everything at davestelma.com.